Hey guys, welcome back. Taylor here, and today I need to tell you something serious. We humans have a crushing desire to be special, but we are not special. I'm sorry to hand it to you. Someone's got to tell you, we are not special. Let me explain. A couple hundred years ago in the Industrial Revolution, we started feeling really special because we realized that we could mass produce food, we could mass produce materials and supplies and machines, and we built factories that allowed us to mass produce all these things, which meant that we no longer had to rely on the earth to give us certain amounts of food. We never had to rely on the limitations anymore of the planet, which means that we never had to be humble. We no longer had to be humble that we might run out of food one season, or that the harvest might not produce what we need. So instead we produced abundance, and then we realized we could make more businesses out of this, we could make more money out of this. And that was a few hundred years ago, but we were like, oh yeah, we are the shit. We can be so much cooler now than everybody else. Let's try to make this a competition. I'm going to be better at producing this than you are, or whatever. Fast forward to now, in the selfie generation, we have so many Instagram influencers, so many people on social media who are trying to convey that exact same form of entitlement. And it's not lost on me that I'm on YouTube right now, that I'm sharing this on YouTube, that I'm part of the movement that has a YouTube channel in order to somehow present myself, exhibit myself in some kind of way. But here's the distinction, okay? We are unique. And there's a big difference between special versus unique. We've spent a long time wanting to be special, and it's part of our makeup. It's part of the human condition to want to know that we're worthy, to know that we're good enough. And so as a result, we want to be special. We want to feel special. We want someone to tell us that we're special. And so there's a big difference between special and unique, because special, it exists, but it's just not healthy. It's not like a real thing. It doesn't last long. So here's the distinction. We feel special when some kind of surface level skill that we possess is somehow acknowledged or validated. Let me give you an example. If you are a professional athlete, and you work out really hard, or you practice a certain skill like shooting a certain basketball shot thousands of times a day, and then it shows in the games and your team wins the championships and all that stuff, you want to be known. It feels good to be known for that particular skill that you practiced 1,000 times a day, right? But that's just a skill. And yeah, you're special, but that doesn't mean that there isn't another basketball player who's doing the same exact thing. Okay? So that's like a simple example, but when we feel special, it's because some kind of skill set we have is being acknowledged. Someone else is seeing us as a skilled human being, of being worthy of contributing to society. But uniqueness is really different. We all offer something very unique to the world, and it's not just these surface level skill sets. We offer very unique combinations of personality traits that allow us to be able to be skilled at that thing. So, for instance, in the basketball player analogy, what personality traits does that basketball player possess that makes him so determined, so focused, so professional, so mature, whatever you want to describe it, to spend the time every single day at practice to do thousands and thousands and thousands of that rep so that he can do it in the game without even thinking? What are the personality traits that make him do that? Think about that in any job. Think about that in your job. What are the personality traits that you possess that make you good at some kind of like specific individual skill? I'm going to give you an example of someone that I did this for live at a workshop. This was actually the very first workshop I'd ever done, and I just figured it would help at the time to provide some kind of like real world example. So I asked this woman in the audience, what are you good at? The basic interview strengths question. And she says, I'm good at writing. Now, as we talked a little bit more about it, she felt really special. That was her way of feeling special, that she felt like a good writer. Now, unfortunately, to publicly bust her bubble right now, that doesn't make you special. You might make you feel a little special, but that doesn't mean that you are more special than every other writer in the world. There are so many writers that write similarly, or she might be really good at a certain kind of writing, but there are billions of people in the world, so there's likely going to be a lot of other people who can do that specific kind of writing. So that doesn't make her unique. That might make her special in her office. Okay, so follow me. So then we dug deeper. I kind of labeled that for her, like that's the surface skill that she automatically thinks of. And we dug deeper, and I asked, like, how is it that she is able to be a good writer? What made her a good writer? And I won't go through the whole conversation. It was a cool, like, 5 to 10 minute long sequence of questions that I used. Excuse me. But what we got to and what we figured out at the end was that she was a good writer, not because of the fact that she took writing classes or learned the craft of the prose and the narrative and things like that. She did learn those things. But what made her unique was the fact that she was a self-starter. She took initiative, and when there was a deadline, she knew how to creatively problem solve to figure out exactly how to craft the thing that she was writing, that she had to write, on her own, in a hurry, too. So she has this special capacity for motivation, clarity, and strategy in order to solve a problem. Now, if I worded it again like I just did, I didn't say writing in that whole sentence. So the real key distinction is her unique, real deeper superpower is her ability to problem solve under deadlines. And that happened to make her a really good writer when she was writing in her job, or when she became a writer more full-time. Now, the biggest point I want to make, the biggest point I want to leave with you is that if you just say that you're a writer and that your special skill is writing, that pigeonholes you, because you're not always writing day to day. You may be writing at work, you may just be writing for fun, but that's a certain amount of time. Once we dig down to these personality traits that really make you unique and make you be good at being a writer, as an example, those personality traits you can apply to every single area of your life and become really good at every single area of your life. So in that way, you're not limited, you're not pigeonholed, but instead you can take this unique little package of personality traits that you possess, and then you get to walk over to this situation and use them, walk over to this situation and use them. And it's so much about who you are and how you show up to things. It's not about the specific skill on the surface that you either talk about or you show people. Okay? So I want you to do this for yourself. It's a very simple exercise, or we can do it together. But I want you to think about these 2 questions that I asked this woman in the workshop. Ask yourself, what's a strength of yours? What are you good at? Just like, what's one skill? And then number 2, what about you and your personality makes you good at that skill? What was required for you to become good at that thing? What serves that skill for you in your life? So if you're able to do that, you're able to start noticing, oh, these are some characteristics that are actually unique to me. The combination that's unique to you. So think about that. Please do feel free to answer these questions in the comments if you feel like blasting them out to the public, Otherwise, just send me a message directly. I want to hear how this goes for people. Some people have trouble kind of digging into this and asking those questions. So I'd be happy to help you. Go ahead and follow the links below to do that. And otherwise, please subscribe to my channel for a new video every week, and I will talk to you again very soon.